are still a mess because they're guys.
Right.
Duh. Anyway, what I found is that Wes and Aaron are pretty much, I had to explain to them. They sat in my van when we went to the Mongolian Grill.
Oh yeah, they rode with us.
I was up front. I apologize to Uncle Bill and the creepy Kentuckian for the terrible Slavish mess that my van is. I actually cleaned it before we came, but my clean is definitely not their clean.
Or not Aaron's clean.
I appreciate the fact that they not only thanked me for the ride, but said they had a good time instead of telling me, goodness girl, you are the biggest mess we've ever seen. So thank you, I appreciate it. They were very polite. But we did have a good time, and I feel honored that I got to drive people around. So
yeah, Heather is one of the, I guess, probably the few people other than Steve that can say she chauffeured the Dead Pit guys around.
Yeah, I am their Cato. Yes.
For Lexington, anyway. Because Steve he shirked on his Dead Pit security duties, and he also shirked on his chauffeuring duties too. So hey Steve, we're gonna put this on here, buddy. It's gonna be on there. You're in trouble now. Okay. Any other thoughts? Any other wild stories about what we?
I am not. Most people. Well, we had tons of wild stories going on, but I think a couple of them they're just gonna have to catch the Dead Pit updates.
Right. Oh yes. Check out the Dead Pit updates because we're on there. So everybody.
And I just want to humble apologize to Kildo. We did speak about his size quite a bit, and I feel really bad about that. I want him to know that he is perfectly normal in size, and that he shouldn't be worrying about him and Uncle Bill's relationship.
Yeah, their relationship's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody want to see the road? Yeah.
Hey, this is the road back to Owensboro.
Yeah, that works.
Exciting.
Yeah. Woo!
Woohoo! Honk honk. Hope we haven't passed our intersection.
No.
We've been driving forever.
I don't think we passed. I'm gonna try to turn this on myself here.
Did you see it though?
Yeah, I flipped that around. Excuse me, people, but I am really, really extremely tired. You can probably tell. I have not been eating the proper food requirements, except when we went to the Mongolian Grill, which was good. And I will say pretty much the same thing Heather did. We had an excellent time. The guys were really nice. All the guys we met were really nice.
I think the entire crowd at Scarefest was pretty much a really great crowd. I mean, they were nice. Everybody was down to earth. Nobody was a jerk.
No.
And it was pretty much, do your thing, and that's cool. So it was fun. Everybody was really,
I did meet Kane Hodder, who we said played Jason in the later Friday the 13th movies. He did play Jason in Friday the 13th Part 7, which we saw at the lovely
the only one apparently to play Jason twice, or more than
once. Yeah. And we did all enjoy Friday the 13th Part 7. We really did. Even though we tended to laugh quite a bit. And Aaron and Wes and Rob were behind us at the theater, and they kept us laughing the whole time with some of their comments about what was going on the screen. So
my favorite was at the very beginning, where the girl who has telekinetic powers, she's making the water bubble, and Wes was convincing everybody that it was a Jason who was having a very bad gas day.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny.
That was what he was trying to convince us of. And I don't know what else he was trying to convince us of, but
I think at most points he was just trying to keep himself awake. So
yeah, because it was like we said, it was like about 2 when we got out.
When we got done, and they were still doing stuff for the Scarefest. Not just that, but they were holding a lot of ghost things. Apparently, the theater was supposedly haunted. So they had people in there ready to stay up the rest of the night looking for ghosts in the place.
For ghosts in the Kentucky Theater. But once again, go to the Kentucky Theater. If you make it into Lexington, please go to this place, because the guys told us it was a very nice place because they'd been there before. But I had no idea, because I had never visited it before, even though I've been in Lexington. But it is a beautiful theater, and it was a really, really fun experience getting to finally see Friday the 13th Part 7 in a movie theater, which I had never done before.
It was great as they left the original reel on, so we got to see the original previews.
We did get, the original trailers.
One of which was Pink Floyd's The Wall, which got made fun of quite a bit. We had a good time making fun of Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Yeah, we can't talk about one thing, but...
and then Aliens, that was great to see.
Yeah,
the original Aliens trailer. It's great.
Okay, but I'm going to turn this off here for a little bit so we don't miss our exit and have to go into turnaround mode. So we might have this on here a little bit later when we get closer to Owensboro. So bye, everybody. You going to say bye?
Bye.
Okay. Okay, look at this, people. You know, you missed the, it said 10 miles to Owensboro. We're, you know, nearing home. Isn't that wonderful?
Yay.
Yeah, Heather thinks that's wonderful because she's been driving a lot.
My butt's flat, you know.
Her butt's flat, yeah. And she lost her white phone with the red heart. Did we mention that earlier? We did.
We already mentioned. I don't think it has anything to do with my driving wheels, so.
Okay.
I'm just tired.
Is there anything else that you thought about while we had the camera on?
That I think about?
About the convention? No, I mean, as related to the Scarefest. Any new revelations or anything?
New revelations?
Would you go back?
Yeah, I would definitely go back. And I don't want to say this to insult anybody, but I enjoyed the horror part way more than the paranormal part.
I think a lot of people do, actually.
Because I feel bad, because some of those people, they actually think it's real, you know? That's, I don't know, we talked about this while we were there. They were like, it's not really the ghost hunter people, but more like they even had a priest there talking about paranormal, you know?
Yeah, I think we saw that priest too, didn't
people, which I used to live in Arizona, so I'm used to like all the little would-be psychics taking like aura pictures. And folks, all they've done is overexpose the film. And, you know, it's great if you're having a good time and it's for fun. But you just gotta, some of that, if you got it in your head, they kind of prey on people that kind of think some of that stuff is real. You know, and they had some fun stuff there, like they had a coffin people could climb in. But they also had these psychics there that would reach beyond and talk to your loved ones. And I just feel like, you know, you got some people who are so desperate because they've lost somebody that they're willing to sit down there and believe some of this. And I asked a couple of the ones that were talking about the psychics, and I was like, how is their cold reading? Because that's what they call it. You know, John Edwards, all that kind of stuff, they do cold reading. They're reading your body language and asking pointed questions to get farther so that you inevitably tell them what you want them to say. I mean, it's not a new trick. Clever Haynes, a horse, folks, used to do this. He was an excellent cold reader. He had people believing that he could do mathematics and all kinds of things. So if you get a really good cold reader who's good at reading humans, they can get almost anything out of you.
Well, okay, I want your perspective on this person. What did you think of Steve?
Steve?
Yeah.
I like Steve. I thought he was a fun person. He seemed really nice. He shook my hand. He seemed to be having a pretty good time. He was very friendly with everybody. He was supposed to be dead pit security. I think he was slacking on that.
He was slacking on that, Steve.
Like he would just leave the desk and like there would be no security. Somebody could have jumped Wes and Aaron and left them for dead or something at the
horse. And stole all their merchandise.
Stole all the dead pit t-shirts.
Yeah.
I stole all the buttons and Steve didn't say a thing.
No, I slapped Steve's hand because he was taking buttons too.
He was taking buttons too.
I told him to stop that.
There you go. Stealing from your employer.